Coming up on the Uplift, some livestock takes state patrol on a morning run. The chase that turned deputies into wranglers. Then, it's the most unlikely of friendships. We're going to tell you about two men whose connection changed each other's lives. And one man is alive thanks to a local ski patrol team. See the moment that he finally got to reunite with his hero. Welcome to The Uplift. It's our new digital series where we are going to try and share some of our favorite stories that we are sure will put a smile on your face. It's our goal to lift your spirits for at least the next 30 minutes and hopefully for a lot longer. I'm Susan Elizabeth Littlefield. Thank you so much for being here. We start with what looks like an interesting way to try and clean up the streets of Minneapolis. Take a look at this. A fountain on Hennepin Avenue was just churning out bubbles, enough suds that could have filled a few hot tubs, bathtubs, anything. Well, it's still unclear exactly what happened. We think maybe it was a prankster who put some kind of soap in the fountain. Security arrived to clean it up before the workday got too busy, but it appears whoever was behind it made a clean getaway. We had to. Come on. And here's a traffic mess you don't see every day. Some Minnesota deputies spent a morning trying to wrangle a couple of cows on the loose in the middle of the freeway. The lost livestock wandered over to a Quick Trip gas station, through a mobile home park, and then out onto Interstate 35 near Wyoming. That's when the Chisago County deputies stepped in to corral the cattle in the median. As you can see, the animals were making them work for their pay that day. Eventually, a professional wrangler was called in to get them off the freeway. Here's some proof that hard work really does pay off. Watch what happened when a Plymouth-based company gave its employees a big surprise.
Instant tears. Get ready. Instant tears.
I just can't believe it.
Just amazing. Wow.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just never got that much money in my life. One time. Holy cow. Some I never expected. This is overwhelming. This is awesome. What a blessing. That's all I can say. It's a blessing.
How great is that? It was an emotional day for workers of Minnesota Rubber and Plastics. What you're seeing is the moment the company's more than 1,400 workers learned that they were getting bonus checks, some of them receiving more than they make all year. The checks came because the company is being sold to Sweden-based Trelleborg Group. But before they left, the current owners had to make sure that their employees knew exactly how appreciated and loved they are. Beautiful gesture. Have you ever made friends with someone that you never thought you'd be close with or even like? Well, that's what happened for two Twin Cities men. And as I found out, these men had every reason not to get along. But now they are so grateful for the way they came together. Take a look.
Yeah, I was in a cell over here.
Two friends taking a walk after coming down a very unlikely path.
I didn't know this part was over here when I was a resident here.
It's a journey that started 33 years ago. Micah was adopted from Korea by a Minnesota family, but he felt like he didn't fit. Drugs and a life of crime led him here to the Hennepin County Adult Correction Center.
Last time that I went in there where I was defeated, I was like 130 pounds. My face was sunk in. I had picked it apart because of the meth.
Looking at him that day, I knew he was off and things were terribly wrong with him.
Levi was Micah's parole officer.
But it all started with Levi pushing me to see that I could do something different.
After years of tense back and forth, Levi got through and Micah got sober in Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge. What was it you saw in him?
He kept showing up for me.
It's like he cared before I cared about myself. He gave me chances that I didn't believe I was worthy of.
And 5 years later, they got the chance to walk back in to prison together. Micah took the stage.
How y'all doing today? Good. My name's Micah Moline.
And Levi took a seat.
And then I eventually tried the drug that would become my drug of choice. That was methamphetamines.
He talked of his trials.
I didn't even know how to spell recidivism. I'll pass this picture around, but that car, I tried to take my life.
And his triumph of sobriety.
As of June 26, I celebrated 5 years. Thank you.
And who it was that got him to the other side.
I had to meet with my parole officer. He's sitting right over there. I remember when I met with him, he said, man, something's going on, but I want to give you a chance.
His audience was captive. His message received.
To give back and come and tell story, tell my story like he just did, it's phenomenal.
For me, it was a relationship with his parole officer. POs and criminals don't likely build a relationship, but they did, and that really inspired me.
As Levi watched, Micah inspired.
Yep, thank you guys.
Walking out of the workhouse again. How proud are you?
I'm extremely proud of this guy.
It's a bond no court could have ever predicted.
I can't thank him enough.
Now, an emotional reunion between a Plymouth man and the team that saved his life. 58-year-old Charlie Mayer's heart stopped last December while he was at Wild Fountain in Taylor's Falls. Coming to his rescue was a group of ski patrollers. John Lauritsen shows us how the team's quick thinking gave Charlie a second chance at life.
December 12th was a perfect ski day at Wild Mountain. Charlie Mayer had just gotten done teaching lessons to a group of kids when he decided to hit the slopes on his own. That's when an afternoon of fun nearly turned fatal.
Last thing I remember is going down and I heard someone say, do you feel okay? And I said, no. And then I was gone.
He had gone into cardiac arrest while trying to get on the ski lift.
I heard the lift operator screaming at the top of his lungs, help, 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 ski patrol.
Ski patroller Mike Pakowicz had just gotten done with his shift and came running. He immediately began chest compressions on Charlie, who wasn't breathing and didn't have a pulse.
His eyes were rolled back and his head open, but vacant.
Mark Malazzi and Eric Barber also rushed over to help.
We all just kind of realized at the same time there was something serious going on, so we all took off running.
For several minutes, there was no response from Charlie until his rescuers hooked him up to an AED and shocked him back to life.
They said I flopped, bounced off the ground.
It was pretty cool watching it actually do its thing.
After this happened, the AED log file showed that Charlie had less than a 10% chance of surviving his cardiac arrest.
I'm just glad you guys were here.
But by the time the ambulance arrived, he was joking around with his rescuers.
The first thing he said to me, I shouldn't have taken that one last run.
Charlie had 90% blockage in his arteries and had to have triple bypass surgery.
It's amazing to be able to stand here with you guys.
Now he's feeling better than ever.
Charlie. Thank you, sir.
And on Thursday morning, he got to formally meet the men who saved him.
The EMT said, I've never seen anything where someone came back like this. Thank you.
And he's ready to hit the slopes again, all thanks to his rescuers, an AED, and a whole lot of luck.
It's joyful, but it can also just bring me to tears to be with the people who I love, who love me.
In Taylor's Falls, John Lauritsen, WCCO 4 News.
Up next, smoother sidewalks are coming to Minnesota so you can enjoy your stroll through town. How one inspiring man is making it happen.